This is Glynn Hodges. I'm in Orlando, Florida with Roddy Galbraith. Roddy has been conducting a seminar here on speaking, and I've been a follower of Roddy's for quite some time since I joined the John Maxwell team. Roddy, how did you get involved in speaking?
Well, actually, it was quite fortuitous. I met somebody called Paul Martinelli, who you know, and that was about 11 years ago. He was running a 5-day speaker training program, and he sent out some materials to prepare in advance, and I did a pretty comprehensive job of preparing for the training. And when I stood up to speak to do the bit that we're supposed to have been working on, he said, "Oh my goodness," and I don't think anyone else really did any work. So he said, "I'd really like to work with you," and that was it. So I got invited to join him in one global business after another. So I was lucky that I met Paul, and it all took off from there.
Awesome. Well, you've obviously been successful, Roddy. What would you say your principles of success are?
Principles of success with speaking, or just generally in life?
Success in life and speaking also.
Yeah, I think with speaking, it's practice and preparation and wanting to make a difference, wanting to help people. If you value your audience, you find out something about them, how you might be able to help them, and then do your very best to value them and their time, and to try and share something that's going to be of use to them, then yeah, people tend to appreciate it.
They certainly
Yeah.
do. Well, one of those things that we all deal with in life and in speaking and any business is adversity. Sometimes things just don't go like we want them.
Sure.
So what is your recipe for dealing with adversity?
Well, it's easier said than done sometimes, but I try to remind myself that the things that I struggle to overcome are my opportunities for growth. So if I'm struggling with something, it's something that I need to learn to deal with, and when I deal with it, I'll have grown to the point where those things won't bother me anymore, and tomorrow the things that bother me today won't bother me as long as I'm growing. So I try to remind myself, it doesn't always work, but I try to remind myself that they're opportunities to grow rather than things to sit down and cry about.
So sometimes we win and sometimes
we learn. Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Well, you seem like a pretty happy guy, Roddy.
I'm very happy, yeah. Got a beautiful wife and lovely kids and lovely life, so yeah.
So what would you describe happiness as?
I think happiness is growth in many ways. If you're growing, then I think that's exciting and there's hope for the future. And if you're not growing, it's a little depressing, really. So yeah, I think happiness is growth.
Well, you've kind of answered two questions in one. You've given me your definition of happiness and how one achieves happiness.
Great.
So the day you stop growing, you stop being happy?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe as you get older, maybe you're happy with a slower pace of growth. I don't know, but I still feel like, maybe I'm just driven, but I like to feel like I'm making progress. Everything's a little better next year than it was, this year.
Let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
We talked a lot about the Maxwell DNA this week. What is the Maxwell DNA to you?
In my mind, and knowing John quite well because I've worked with him for the last year or two one-on-one and asked him lots of these types of questions, I think you just got to care. You just got to care. John cares, and I think he really stands out because of that. So in my mind, the Maxwell DNA is, people who genuinely care about other people and want to help.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks, for listening. Thank you so much, Roddy. I've learned so much for you. Stick around, and we'll have some more great videos for you.